changing truth that I find. We always find out that we both got the right to go fast enough, slow, further along the coast. Still got the plans to go, but we all got a purpose. We all got the right to go. We all got a purpose. When you see you get it, it's easy to get it. Be real with you, maybe. Always find out that we both got the right to go. We all got a purpose. When you see you get it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too many times I trip on the line. I see I get low. Further along the coast. Still got the plans to be wet. When you see you get it. Too many times I trip on the line. Be real with me. When you see
Up late nights on a Saturday, not at the club, wish I had a day just to turn up. Have to say my time's burned up. Something like my pockets in the saddest way. Reality TV just listen, man. Kinda like those bullies in high school. Behind the scenes was a catastrophe. So could everyone quit telling me what I had to be? To be simple with my brother, I'm really glad to be a fuck up. Right now I'm down, so homie, what's up? I know I didn't grow to get here, but being stuck up. People out seeing how much energy they can suck. Steve Austin, stone cold focused. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. It's been a minute now, milking every opportunity. I should get a cow, never seen an obstacle that I couldn't get around. But I'm not from royalty, so I didn't get a crown. These thoughts were written down for those who sit and frown. Complain every day about the blessings they were given. How do you suppose those bros in Africa are living now? Maybe you could see the light if I could shift the clouds. So I'll try, but man, look how time flies. This year came and went like drive-bys. Mama still says she's surprised by my size, but this cat survives, still got my 9 lives. So what you wanna do? Go home, relax for 5 days cause you wanted to. I'd rather be out in Bombay, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not home to stay, I'm just passing through. There's things I have to do. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. I've been in the office, they asking me where I'm off. I'm thinking that I fell off. It's a bad decision to start off with. If I don't call back, don't be mad at me. Home with family is surely somewhere that I'd rather be. I've been on the road for just too long, hoping that I'll come soon. No, when that'll be, man, who knows? Guarantee y'all have something to show. Most of y'all complacent, none of y'all got patience. I know that for a fact, cause I'm part of that equation. Learn from the school of life, and this is orientation. Nothing could prepare me for what I recently been facing. Some say that gravity is too strong, but when you love, you really can't do wrong. So I'm sorry I can't move on, but I couldn't leave without this new song. Hey, Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home.
Sorry about that. All right, now. And there'll be la. Registration. Hurry up, man. Now, there's something funny. Well, then why you laughing, Mr.
Kevin? On Earth.
What is up, everybody? It is a grand day. A grand day it is. Just as grand as any to visit a gallery in the metaverse. We're going to be doing that and a lot of other things today, but today we got a special episode. Today we're going to be talking about the metaverse and privacy. Oof. We got a special guest who's going to be joining us, Morris Mustang. He'll jump in at some point. Just cut the music, folks. How are you doing? Just going to start by saying we made it through January pretty well. Here we are in February, only about 17 days away from Decentraland's big birthday spectacular. 3 years of metaverse growth and building. I'm gonna let everybody know. Shazam. You know what? While I get set, roll the intro. Let's go. Absolutely thrilled to be here, folks. Just taking a nice little cruise around Decentraland, and I came across this gallery. What's good, Resonator? Good to see you. A little earlier, I was testing out some new sound setups, new cameras. Oh, I think I just heard Morris enter the room. What's good, Morris Mustang? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. It's good to hear you.
You too. It's a little low. I wonder if that.
Let me see if I can turn my mic
Oh,
up.
there we go. There we go.
Hey.
Way better.
Hey, it's great to have you here.
Hey. Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me. It's been a while.
It's been a minute, but both of us have been busy building. Appreciate you taking the time away from your current projects to kind of talk about some exciting topics we have today. We're going to be talking about privacy in the metaverse, along with a lot of other things like data and what is happening in the back end behind the curtain. You're going to help us sort of peel that curtain back a bit, but why don't you start by introducing yourself to the audience?
Absolutely. So my name is Avi Eisenberg. I'm known in the Decentraland community as Morris Mustang. I work with a team of developers kind of in and around the metaverse known as Atlas Corp. We've done projects ranging from NFT drops to smart contract development for games inside Decentraland. Kind of like we have like a consulting arm to us, so to say, but then like our core focus of just internal research and development is on data and analytics as it relates to the metaverse. We started, or kind of like I started my foray into that when I showed up and just suddenly did an audit into Decentral Games roulette contracts and started producing like fairness reports, so to say. And, you know, just I kind of like tumbled down the rabbit hole.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think I showed up to an event like right in the beginning where we had probably just made our very first graph of what we were kind of like putting together as an event report. And I showed up to an event. I don't remember whose Discord server it was kind of like arranged in, but it was definitely for like watching Ready Player One. Some like private
I
building.
definitely remember. Yeah, that was like a golden era of those early days.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like, first of all, I wouldn't have even known that this event was going to happen. I'm not even sure how I got there. I think Zeta probably brought me into that.
Yeah.
Um, but I was like, I remember posting in that Discord. I was like, hey guys, check this out. Like, I can show you a graph of of the number of people who are going to be where we are right now.
Absolutely.
And it was like pretty early, and I don't know if anyone really cared. I got to be honest.
Well, I think a lot of people did, but like I think still to this day, I think there's just like so many questions that people get left with when they're like, okay, I'm gonna have this data now. Who else is gonna have access to it? Like, I think a lot of people prefer to live in the dark at this stage, or like for themselves. For me, that's not the case. We work together, and actually we generated, right now we have a whole Atlas Corp dashboard and I'm showing people here live on the stream that we set up, where you can actually see all this really valuable data about like the DCL Report HQ. Like, it's very useful for me because I'm constantly trying to put on different kinds of events. I'm trying to create different kinds of content that and see how that like relates to actual outcomes, what makes people actually come to Decentraland. And without something like what Atlas Corp has built, and without these kinds of metrics, it leaves creators like myself, guessing. It's not a very scientific approach. I don't think it's beneficial, or at least not efficient.
So, it's been an interesting journey, right? Because in the beginning, like that day when I showed everyone that graph, we had stuff on, we had already built stuff, and we sat on it. Not sat on. We shared some of it here and there. We had that event report website up, and then that came down. We were always trying to figure out how to monetize it, and it never sat right with me.
Yeah.
Right. Figuring out how to because also the community's so young,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like there's all this money floating around the builders side of the community.
Yeah.
We're on the flip side, by the way. There's a ton of money on the ad spend side with these huge corporations that come in or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think the monetization path for this, for at least if you for Al, it could be something just as simple as saying, showing people that you have the capacity to build this kind of dashboard. The kinds of brands that are, you could get, like I said, you kind of went into this semi-consultant role. You started working with brands, and you show them, hey, I can build something, I can see this data, I can process it. That's a huge value to any really big brand that's coming into this space. So
that's to be honest, exactly what we've been doing.
Yeah.
So we leverage the opportunities when we can work with the bigger brands who show up and say, okay, we have this money to build this scene, but we also allocated X amount of dollars to getting KPIs about our scene. So let's understand what you have already built and what our marketing department or what our finance department would normally see as a result of a marketing spend. And let's try and bridge that gap as best we can. And it's, for us, resulted in some new components for the dashboard, or it uncovers some holes that we didn't realize before.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, when we worked with Jaeger, we built something, and a lot of scenes have this, right? But we built something to guard the front door based on your age. Mm-hmm. But then we connected the age data to a histogram. Now, it didn't show which user was which age, right? Now, for all disclaimers' sake, obviously that's in our database, but you see what's in the dashboard. We do our best to anonymize it or cut the data up in a way that gives you what you need, but kind of still keeps users masked up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's a fine line, right? But I it's kind of like Google Analytics, right? Google Analytics is free. It's everywhere. Everyone who uses the internet is tracked by Google Analytics, period, the end.
It's like, you can't move in the forest and not be tracked. People who understand, it's you leave a trace, and all that's happening is people understand how to read that information and express it. So this kind of takes us into our conversation, which is really to say, is there a reasonable level is it reasonable to expect that any plot that you go to, every action that you take, every place that you click, that is recorded somewhere? It's in reality, we walk day to day, that we don't have that kind of, we have the privacy at least to know, it's if I have to go back and forth to the kitchen 3 times because I forgot, something, that stays to myself, but at least
Well, like maybe, and we could dive into that, right? So let's uncover this in layers. So when you're walking outside of your house, there's probably no expectation of privacy anymore.
True.
There may have been at one point in history, but like if you think purely about like how many cars on the road have cameras, there's like a mobile bot network of cameras at all times everywhere, right?
True.
Like just the Teslas alone, and then you add all the other companies that have actually put cameras out there, and like just the cars alone cover enough to say like you're probably always being filmed without your consent, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, and plenty of people who talk about your phone, like even when it's off, being able to.
Oh yeah. Well,
record,
I was
like,
about to talk about that,
yeah.
right? So you walk around, your phone is like, again, unless you're paranoid, which okay, fine.
And there's a big balloon above the U.S. right now from
big
China.
balloon. I just
like...
don't worry. It's for weather. I heard. We're all good.
But hey, it's sunny out. That's great.
Yeah, it's sunny. So you're walking around, and your phone is trying to join Wi-Fi networks. Your phone is spewing out Bluetooth, like SSID, network names, and all sorts of stuff that it's looking for. And guess what? Amazon picks up on that. Like the Echoes and all the Alexas, they all pick up on that and just record it. It's the same premise on like how the AirTags from Apple worked. Like it uses somebody else's device, and there's so much data floating around that you just don't even think about it. So like when you say you walk in your house and nobody knows, and it's like, I'm not necessarily sure that's true.
That's so true.
Because your phone may connect to your computer, and you walked away from your computer and connected to your like microwave or something, and then there's a microphone in your TV that now hears footsteps whether you know it or not, and can detect the distance from the TV, stuff like that. So and it's not to be scared really, because there's not much to do about it anymore.
It's just awareness.
It's just awareness. Like, don't think that you have this all this sorts of privacy in the real world and say, well, I want to mimic that in the digital world, right? And let's start with like basically everywhere Web 2 that you interact with is being tracked with certainty. Like I just set up a Shopify store for something I'm working on, and the integration between Shopify and TikTok, it's like a sliding scale, like literally like a slider on a website.
Wow.
And it's like, how much data do you want to share with TikTok? And they like show you how much value back you're going to get through ad retargeting based on interest sharing.
Wow.
Like, and it's insane. It's like so tightly coupled that you don't realize probably half the content on TikTok is being streamed through Shopify.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right? And it's all about, you talk about privacy, that's showing you. It's like, no, your interest is like tied to your identity, and that's like shaping your experience in the digital world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, is there, and for that matter, it's like, what do we do to navigate that? Is it just a matter of being aware? And
I think so. Look, I can tell you based on like the way we collect data, if you were to VPN and use a VPN wherever, domestic or international, and then use a guest account on Decentraland, you're in pretty good shape.
Amazing.
Okay, but if you take that guest account and you leave that open for a long enough period of time, and you move your computer around but you're still logged in, like there's just
that
aware.
trail will
right?
be there. Absolutely.
It's there, right?
So for someone like me who's pretty much like out there, right? I mean, they know where I am. My location, anyone could find me.
Well, and then
what would you suggest to someone like me who at this point is like, I'm pretty much out there. Like, I mean, I have all my keys
what
protected.
Do you mean? You're like one of the Mr. Decentralands. What are you talking about?
And people find me, you know what I'm saying? Like, people could like at the end of the day, I feel like the question I wonder is like, my strategy has really been like, hey, like people are going to find me. People are going to see me anyways. Like, I don't need to hide my face. Like, I can be Kevin on Earth. People can know, like, about my work as a creator. Like, people can know about me to whatever personal level I put out there in public. Like, is that the best way to go with that? Or is, I guess it depends on what you do.
It depends. I think so. Let's take a step back a little bit. I think both of us may be speaking on this topic from a point of a little bit of a luxury, right?
That's true.
I've never actually known someone personally to like have a wrench attack be a problem for their private seed, but I'm sure there are probably places around the world that, like, if it was known that you had excessive amounts of crypto and it was known that you have lax security, that could be very problematic.
Facts.
Right.
Big facts.
And so, like, if you tie that together with like walking around the metaverse, it's still just your wallet walking around. Like, it could be problematic, right?
True.
So, but I personally, like, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. Like, I drive around and my car has a BAYC license plate.
Nice.
Like, right? Like, I put that on Twitter, and people are like, "Oh my god, I'm scared that someone's gonna, like, kidnap you." And it's like, well, no, I'm not. Right? Like, and that's just me.
I hope they'll kidnap me so I can show them actually all of my freaking metaverse spaces. I'll be like, hey, dude, keep me in
right?
here.
You like, they'd have to sit there and listen to you talk about it for hours, hours and hours. They'd be converted to a Decentraland citizen.
Yeah, they'd be like, send him back.
Right, but so I can understand why maybe someone in like an area that is not as secure may want to have privacy. Let's say when walking around the metaverse. But don't make that because you're like being an asshole and you don't want people to track you down, right? Because like I can't really.
By the way, we even have Elon Musk here in chat actually, in our Discord chat right here.
Hi, Kevin. I have Mark Morris. It's very cool to have to be here in this conversation for me to decide to.
So good.
It is so good to have you here, Elon. I figured, like, on this conversation, you could tell us what you think about privacy in the metaverse.
Yeah. So obviously, it's really important here is that we will take care of that. But before going back to privacy, I want to say that I've been using word of analytics from Atlas, and it has been working late. I've been like buying tons of NFTs. Like I spent a big portion of the company into NFTs, and basically I've been using his tool to tracking the prices. So here at Tesla, we're all using wearable analytics. Just want to tell that to Morris. I'm a big fan of you, and I can't wait to bring you to SpaceX.
Oh, Morris, what do you think? Are you gonna go to SpaceX? Elon here's got an offer, I guess.
If there's one person I'd ever actually want to work for, it's Elon Musk.
There you go.
Right? I haven't had an employer.
We will get you here.
That's amazing. Well, I think it's something that we got to try out. And Elon, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, with everything you have going on right now, you're digging tunnels into the Earth, you're exploring outer space. What kind of plans do you have for the metaverse?
So I've been really focusing on Dogecoin. I think it has a tremendous utility. I've been spending all my money, all my mother's money into Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin is literally the metaverse. Well, what I found very interesting about the metaverse is the amount of people that spend all day at the computer. I think there's an incredible market there to sell waifus and other type of stuff.
Waifumons, you said?
I did, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we are monetizing by virginity.
I'll tell you, eventually when you get billions of dollars, you have to push the limits, so I don't blame you, Elon. Any question?
Yeah, what so
how did you hear about the DCL report? I mean, how did you discover, like, tell me, like, what do you think about what we're doing here?
I think it's amazing, especially when we compare my companies to everything that people are creating in the Decentraland. I just feel so ashamed of how shitty it's all of your building. Just I see what you guys are building in the Decentraland. It's like so top level, right? Why would you like to travel around the world and around the space when you can make 2K NFTs, $2K NFTs? So and maybe Decentraland has a big potential, and I hope I could be on your position. Money doesn't buy happiness.
That's so true. That's so true. Have you collected any NFTs yet with your Doge? I mean, you have the Doge coin. Anything else? Any other?
Yeah, yeah. Not that Maurice is here, and he's from Atlas Corporation. I've been collecting the holy ones. I've been collecting the holy ones. I know that he's related to that project. So yeah.
You know about
I've
the
been
holy
collecting
ones.
the holy ones.
Morris, do you know about what,
Yeah,
what is he
I
talking
know.
about?
I know holy ones do you have?
I mean, you know, I could talk with my JP Morgan who has the number of NFTs that we have currently. I think it's something about like 10 million holy ones that we're holding currently.
Oh my
10 million
god,
69.
Wow.
that's insane.
He's a holy whale.
He's a holy maxi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just want to tell you before leaving, because I don't want you to wrap this very prolific conversation. I just want to tell you, Maurice, that I don't know if you have seen that we have been nominated to DCL Awards. It's just one of your projects. The World Analytics was nominated as Silver of the Year, and also, this guy Tobig has asked me if you would like to be a judge for one of the categories, because I think with all this engineer you have behind and all this background, you could be a perfect judge.
Wow, this is
What category are you thinking? First of all, I don't know about any nomination, which if that did happen, it may explain why I was tagged in a post and I couldn't figure out why I was tagged in a post.
We're hearing it here first, folks. We have a nomination by our, right here. I mean, I want to go into this. I'm actually logged in right now. If you haven't heard, let me just tell everybody right now. We have the DCL Awards that's happening, put on by one of my favorite brands in the metaverse, Unversed. Okay, you might have seen me on their podcast recently. It's a great show. It's a great show. They have an awards coming up, and you can see all these different categories. You can vote on which categories you want to see, and you can see all the different people who've been nominated. It looks like, which category did you say? Builder of the Year? Let me see. Builder of the Year.
Engineering.
I think it's Software of the Year. So,
oh yeah, Software of the Year. Yeah, that's right.
That sounds like, if I without seeing the list, I would say, from my perspective, one of the software definitely be the one that does the camera changes.
DCL Studio, yeah, that's
pretty.
That's first.
Yeah, there's I saw some videos of people using it and like how they have the extra screen with all it looks incredible. That hands down, that's some epic software engineering.
But Maurice, me basically being your mask, I'm not close to you, but I just want to tell you, I really like Toby told me that he really would like to have you as a judge for a silver category, as well as that's amazing. That's amazing. Really big fan about this. I just
if there's any potential conflicts of interest in that category, I'd let you know. I've worked with a lot of people in Decentraland from time to time. But yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yep.
Amazing.
You don't have to worry, Maurice. Always people want to complain about anything. When I started SpaceX, NASA said that it was not possible to send the Starship to the moon, right? And we were able to get those spaceships back with all the Dodge coins. So
really,
you don't have to worry what others say. Yeah.
Wow. That's so funny. That's so funny. Typical NASA.
Yeah, they tell you the
right
back.
I'm going to meet because the conversation was really interesting. Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you for stopping by,
night.
Elon.
I will later call my friend Joe Biden if he wants to join.
Okay, yeah, we'll have Joe drop by anytime. Great guy, that Elon, right?
Man, I feel blessed.
It's truly a great community. This is the thing about the metaverse, is that it is a nodal point for brilliant minds, no matter where they are in the world. And as interoperable and exchangeable as a wallet is, you can really take that anywhere and jump in and have all your gear, no matter where you are in the world. Like, imagine being able to access your bank account in another country, just by entering your seed for, just from a computer. Like, what are the dangers of that? Like, I mean, as long as you're protecting your computer, like, it's pretty much. I love traveling with crypto. I don't know what is your experience with that?
I've been in crypto since like 2015. You're speaking to me on that, right? Like, I don't think I've ever traveled without crypto since then.
Oh, dude.
Whether in many forms, whether it's like if I had a small amount in like a hot wallet on my phone or on my computer or whatever the case may be. You can travel with seed phrases if you like hide it in text throughout
Absolutely.
that. Like, I wouldn't hold the seed phrase directly in case you end up going through security and they want to go through your stuff.
Absolutely.
But definitely like travel with a seed phrase if you were smart about it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's so many ways you can go about it, and at the end of the day, if you can, like, those like Coinbase cards?
No.
There's like actual credit card, Coinbase credit cards. They're like, I think it's a MasterCard equivalent, something like that, maybe Visa. But like, you can literally load crypto onto that thing, and you can go anywhere with your Coinbase card and run it. Like, so for me, when I travel, I put some money on my Coinbase card. I'm good to go.
Yeah. Do you ever hear of an open dime? This is a bit old. This might be dating me. Open dimes were like, imagine the smallest like Raspberry Pi you could buy. Like, they're tiny. Like, they're smaller than a USB drive. Yeah. But they would be a preloaded seed on that, and you couldn't extract it. Wow. So it's like made to be like crypto cash. Like, you'd load it and then give it to somebody, and then they could take it off. But you couldn't know what the seed was from the open dime. So you could either put money on there or take it off if you had it.
Yeah. Wow.
So you could really like pay at a restaurant by like leaving an open dime if they checked it there.
Wow.
It'd be like guaranteed that you didn't know how to get the money off. So I don't know. It never really caught on, but I kind of like the premise.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to get people to adopt any concept when it comes to like how to handle their money, and like that sounds really for me. I feel like the thing that it really made me feel like I can never go back is when I went to go, anytime I have to go wire money. I don't know if you have to like wire money for any reason these days, but anytime I go to wire money, I feel like I'm getting, and they want to charge you like $30 fee, right?
Yeah, well, you feel okay about the gas fees on ETH. At that moment, you're like, oh, it's actually not that bad.
Oh my God. Like, literally, they say is like, people complain about the ETH fees. Like, I have to pay $30 to wire any amount of money. I could pay maybe like $1, less than $1, even in certain times, like to send that same amount of money. Like,
yep.
And what about sending it internationally? What about family?
Right. There was a time when I was buying Bitcoin miners from China. And at one point I tried wiring money. Wiring money to China is not easy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? It takes a long time. And in a world where you're like effectively flipping miners like you're flipping NFTs, like people move quickly, right? You don't have time for that. You need to like pay somebody and have them shipped tomorrow. And so I chose the route of like sending Litecoin or sending Bitcoin to China. But then the flip side of that is like, you really are trusting people, right? Because you're taking all middlemen, and the middlemen are actually there
taking liability.
Yeah, for like recourse. Like, if you need to recall money from like a transaction like that, there's like 3 or 4, clearing houses along the way that could help you with that process, and you get rid of that in exchange for like person to person trust to a degree. If you're changing physical goods, if it's all digital goods, we can use smart contracts, and that's like the beauty of that, right? But the crypto to physical bridge always still has that Oracle problem And in the case of physical goods, it's just people. Are they actually going to send it? And what do you do if they don't? So, but
You're gonna go find
I,
them. That's how we do things in the Wild West. I come find them and
right,
shot.
before we send them, we make sure they walk into our scene in the metaverse, and then we know we're good to go.
Shout out to Hannah Aluna in the chat. What's good, Hannah? Appreciate the follow. Got a lot of, like people are laughing. Like Resonator saying that the Elon Musk voice was very accurate, and that was actually Elon Musk.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would be why it's so accurate.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, right now we're jumping over to the MetaZoo Friday night club nights. We're about to throw down. Morris, I don't know if your plans are to be here hanging out. Like what? I want to know. Like, are there any thoughts that you have about what people should keep in mind moving forward with privacy in mind? Like any words in regards to staying safe in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's anything for people to worry about. I think that like the builders in the space, we need to think about how to work together to make the experiences richer based on the data, and not like how do we make money on the data, right? Like that's not where we're at. We're not like in the advertising phases. We're at like, do you like games or do you like social experiences? So we know which one to build more of, right? Like that's where we're at.
Absolutely.
And
it's interesting because I feel like the Decentraland report has been an experiment and kind of a combination of the two, where we are a social experience, but we are also a game in the sense that like the reporters, they come in, they report, they cover things live, they earn their report tokens, and then they can use those report tokens. I don't know if you've seen the latest updates, but we have our own store now where there's all these auctions that are going on. People are bidding using their report token for billboard space. They're bidding for coverage. They're bidding for like wearables as well. We have a mythic wearable. Well, that's on bid right now. We have 55,000 report token is the latest bid. 14. It's gonna end in 31 minutes actually.
nice. And then that goes. What do you do with the report tokens?
So the report tokens, they go back into our smart contract, and people earn those report tokens for doing things like bounties. They earn those for doing all sorts of things, and then we in turn, so those tokens go back into our economy, like in terms of
Great.
Yeah, for paying out reporters, for paying out bounties, for like, for instance, taking pictures at today's event. I'm going to create a bounty right now that is going to be for let's see. I could do something specific like find morph at MetaZoo and snap a pic.
You probably have a bounty for making sure people have free candies. I'm just saying. It's we have a picture of a free candy.
You know what? That's a great idea. What's the? Let me do that right now. What's the?
If they go to atlascorp.dcl.eth or whatever .eth.limo, it'll get them there.
Follow the trail to get the candy. Start at, what is it? Atlas Corp?
atlascorp.dcl.eth.limo. Don't use .link anymore.
Really?
You can't. Yeah, first of all, the guy who was in charge of that got arrested, and that's a different discussion. But he wasn't able to re-register it, so the DNS got hijacked. And so, like, you don't want to do that. .limo is still considered safe.
Whoa.
But I gotta double check.
Where is this information coming? When did this ever since like I feel
this
like
was why it wasn't more popular, and I don't know why. I have to double check the DCL docs to see if they actually switched it away from .link when they make that recommendation when you connect your name. But yeah, it's not actually safe to run DNS through .link anymore.
Y'all, this is important. So like, this is in regards to the privacy component. Like, what was exactly happening in the back? Was like people were just creating malicious like rerouting and stuff. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can route it to different servers. You could like pretend to be a different endpoint at that point.
Wow, that's crazy. So right now, just be careful, y'all. Make sure you're tuning into the DCL report or honestly to any community that you know is trusted. I say the DCL report because I know that I trust and we trust the reporters, and we have a report token that can hold reporters accountable and, you know, remove if people are being dishonest at any point, that they know that they can be removed from this position. Like, I think that changes the dynamic of, so like, find communities like this, know that you're here, and we're going to make sure that we have experts like Morris here who are going to keep us up to date. So right now, if you want to, I have to make sure I have to change my links on this, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I do have a link tree set up with that.
Let me see if I can find that and send that over to you just so you can see.
Yeah. Either way, dot limo. Where's the dot? I'm curious, like, where the dot limo comes from.
Dot is, I don't know. Someone else spun up a different DNS rerouting.
Yeah.
Well, so actually, you want to know the real answer? Why else do you run a relay like that?
To measure
data.
traffic.
Yeah, to middleman the data.
That's it.
All they're doing is running like an IPFS node and taking out the content hash from there.
And they're solving a problem for me. They don't make me charge for it, but you know, they say if you don't pay for it, the product, then you are the product.
Yep. So it's Virgil Griffith, and he was arrested in 2021, but the DNS didn't expire immediately. And then when people went to go, you can read the story, but when people went to go like contact him, they couldn't reach him, and so in that time is when it expired, and people were like trying to get him to renew it before it expired, and that was the end of that.
Oh gosh. Classic.
Yeah, I'll send you. I know. This is Cointelegraph. Okay, that's good. I know the DCL community has a little bit of a sensitivity around CoinDesk.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, I no harsh feelings. You know, it's like all in good fun. Like, I think at the end of the day, we'll definitely rag on anyone, you know, for any reason for harshing at Decentraland.
You talked earlier about making somebody listen to you talk about the Decentraland of the metaverse.
Yeah.
When I got that phone, I made him listen to me.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Oh my god, I love it.
Plenty of time
love it.
Heard his side, and I walked through his approach and everything, but I had him on the phone for like 2 hours.
Love it.
So I tried to do the best I could to get us represented in a fair way. But you can only do so much. You provide data, it's raw, you kind of like help them navigate it. They brought a data scientist on, and they started making their own filters and, you know, how they want to cut up data.
Yeah.
So.
Have you seen On Cyber yet?
Yeah.
Have you seen these new features they've been dropping with the screen sharing?
I have not. To be honest, the extent of my experience with OnCyber is jumping in to check out Ohm, and Ohm built on top of OnCyber.
Yeah.
I didn't hold my clone long enough to get dropped the space pod.
Yeah.
And I was like all bitter about it.
Yeah. No, I feel you. That's like, I feel that way about Bored Ape. Like, you know, that's how I feel. I was there. I definitely had the opportunity, and I missed that boat hardcore.
Listen, we could rehash that a million times. I was definitely inspired by the people I was seeing in Decentraland. In no way did I necessarily have like the keen eye to make that decision. I just got like FOMO'd because Cat 5 and Zeta and all these guys were having boat parties with their apes on the wall. I'm like, God.
Gee, I gotta get that. Oh, shit.
It's going to be a thing, and I'm going to be here. Like, that's kind of how that went down.
That's hilarious.
A little bit of like Nicole being like, hey, you got to watch this Bored Ape thing. And you like hear it, you know, 3, 4, or 5 times. And you're like, okay.
Let's get on board.
Yeah, like it seemed weird.
It has to vibe with you at the end of the day. If you vibe with the community, that's what it is, and that's how I felt about, you know, I've always felt it that way about Artifact. But the thing I liked about Artifact is really that they have like this On Cyber thing is really, really useful. Now you can share your, you know, they have this thing where you can share your screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can broadcast your screen into this space as the space owner.
And then where you can like set up a box where you want it to be in the scene.
Yeah, like right now, if I wanted to share my Decentraland screen in here and walk around Decentraland, like I have a space that's like an on cyber space for, and it's mobile friendly.
Well, that's good.
So if people wanted to, for instance, like watch this stream on their mobile instead of on Twitch, they could actually go into this metaverse space.
And you don't need a wallet to get in there, right?
You
can just
yeah, exactly. If you just,
you don't need to register as guests. You could just go, right?
yeah, go check out. Go on oncyber.io/the DCL report. If you go there right now, you're gonna see like I'm literally projecting Decentraland onto the wall, sharing my screen. It's wild.
And this is not multiplayer, right? Oh, it is multiplayer.
Yeah, you'll see me.
How do I see myself? Can I like third person
I think you
view?
press C. Yeah.
C.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah,
they don't have the. They don't have what's it called? The like avatar. They don't have any sort of avatar integration yet, anything like that. So everyone's the same person.
Yeah, that's okay. That can be resolved in time.
Exactly. That's how I feel. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, I like the offering from On Cyber. Like anything to get people understanding the idea of digital spaces, I think is a positive.
absolutely. I mean, so you can see right now in On Cyber, I think you can actually see my Decentraland character, right?
Yes. I can. Oh, I see you got close and the sound comes on. Whoa, somehow I ended up in a space pod.
Very possible. You can always end up in a space pod. Get thrusted across the metaverse. But yeah, there you can see here.
And so what's the delay there?
It's
'Cause I know
pretty
the
much in real time. Like I'm walking right now. I'm gonna go downstairs.
You should do an email intro, like CC Foundation.
Look at
And
that.
tell them that streaming's real time and On Cyber.
Yeah, like, dude.
Sorry, no shade. Sorry.
No shade, but I mean, come on. Like, this is like you see. That's for me, and how easy it was for me. It's just insane. You know, like, let's take this party somewhere else real quick. I want you to follow me. I'm going to end my thing here.
Hi guys.
Hey, is that Joe Biden?
Yeah, this is Joe Biden, my fellow Americans.
Man, you have a lot of really powerful friends.
You know what? They're drinking.
Yeah.
They're drinking buddies. They're not friends.
Our future, Kevin, cannot depend on the government alone. The ultimate solutions lie in the attitudes and the actions of the American people.
The American people don't know what they want, Joe Biden. You can't just decide for them, though.
Kevin, fighting corruption is not just good governance. It's self-defense. It's patriotism.
And I'm doing that every day. We're doing that here, you know. That's why we have our report token.
Yes, you're a really good American, really good American defender of free speech, and I want to give you a prize for this.
You're gonna give me a prize.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, I feel great. I'm grateful. Tell me, what is this prize?
it's the Joe Biden badge.
The Joe Biden badge?
Yeah, we can give it to you as an NFT if you want. Maurice, you can get one too if you need one.
Yeah.
Of course he needs one. What kind of question is that?
Yeah.
I really love all my Americans, including you. I feel that you are my children to me, so I'm here to protect you.
Probably your great grandchildren at this point.
Yes. I would love for you to join us on a holiday, you know, Thanksgiving, or we'll come over to your place, Joe.
Cheers. Thank you.
I just want to see that smile.
Go back to. we go back to President Red Button. See,
Thank you.
I saw-
You're a great patriot. You're a great patriot indeed.
The other night I went and I saw Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist guy.
I love Jeff Dunham.
He brought out the Walter puppet dressed as Biden. It was
Oh
a good time.
my gosh, that
was a-
sounds that sounds amazing.
You got to go see the show if he comes to
Where
your
was
areas.
that?
It was
in Miami.
so you've been down here, so for by me it's by the Panthers Stadium. Or
Nice.
So
I'm in LA now.
really
Yeah, I'm
full time.
Full time, brother.
Okay, well, how is it out there?
It is well, put it this way. I'm a homebody, so for me, like I like the space that I'm in much better. I have a lot more space behind me. I have I can like have a multi-camera setup. Like I feel like my house space is better. And when I go outside, I'm in a really cool place. Like there's so much amazing food. There's so many so many great things to explore, and so not to say North Carolina doesn't have things to explore, but it's not the same,
Definitely. Okay, and what brought you out there?
Number one, being around people who understand what it is that we're doing here, like in the metaverse. That's number one. Like I'm just wanting to be around people who I feel like I don't have to convince that this is something worth paying attention to.
Listen, you preach to the choir on that one.
Yeah.
I drive from my house to the office. If there's no traffic, it's 45 minutes. If there's traffic, it's an hour and a half, right? And my wife thinks I'm crazy because like we're coders, and so like we could in theory work remotely. And second to that, we also don't have to drive an hour and a half to code.
Right.
But I'm in the heart of Wynwood in Miami, and like I can walk out of my office and people at the tables outside my office are wearing VR headsets because they're like building stuff in VR. And then I walk to the other side of the office and someone's building their own metaverse, and it's like,
love that.
I can't get that next to my house.
That's big facts. That's
right,
big
and
facts.
I can't get that next to my house. The only thing I can do is like trade my time to get closer to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so what I do, and it's put me in this spot where like I met really amazing people, but you got to seek out those spaces.
That's big facts. That's truth. And you have to, in a lot of ways, like it does take it honestly takes more than anything. Like some people say betting on yourself. I would say it's more like investing in yourself, because betting on yourself feels like a one-time thing. And like you said, like it's not a one-time thing. Every time you want to go there, you have to take that drive. Every drive that is your investment. Like you're investing in yourself to be there, and that's what it takes. And like sometimes you have to be willing to do that in order to get to where you want to be. And for me, I feel like if it wasn't for Web3, if it wasn't for legit, I can tell you without a doubt, if it wasn't for the additional value I've been able to create in my life and for the other people's lives through Web3, if it wasn't for that, I would not have the opportunity to be here right now. I wouldn't be in LA. I wouldn't be able to afford it. Like I'd just be like kind of just where I was, like, so
yeah.
I'm just so grateful for that.
I've probably said this on every single time I've ever done like an interview or a podcast or anything with anybody. But like the way I've felt about the metaverse, and I hold this true to today, is like if you show up and you like offer it, kind of like it being the whole metaverse and everyone in it, right? You offer up like who you are, and that's like true. Like you're not trying
authentic,
to like fool
truth,
people.
big facts.
Like genuine, authentic. This is like who I am and what I can do. Maybe I need to learn how to do more, but like this is me, right?
100%.
You'll find your spot, and if that means like you want to make money in doing that too, you'll find that too. But you have to like open yourself up and be like 100% genuine, and it'll happen.
And honestly, and lead with like I'll say it from my be patient, persevere. It takes time, especially because showing people you're authentic, it doesn't it happens over time. So it's just consistency, continuing to do something you love because you love it, and over time it will definitely pay back in large ways. But sometimes it's as simple as opening up a new skill that opens up new possibilities. Like, how many people are like, this is actually something really interesting. Like, imagine like how many people open up opportunities that they never had before by learning Blender, which is a free open source, open app that anyone can download, right? And they can learn a skill of 3D modeling for free on YouTube, spend maybe like a couple $100 publishing it, right, in Decentraland, and grow their own business from that little seed just by learning a new skill. Like, I don't think there's many accessible places that allow us to creatively accomplish that,
No, and look, here's the thing that's a little bit different. Like, have worked with some really amazing graphics artists and 3D asset designers and all these sorts of people throughout Decentraland over my time. But like, there's also a space for like people to be learning, like you said, and be making money at the same time. Like, I can't afford to have some of the best people, like graphics designers in Decentraland, working for me all the time. As a result of that, I also don't build my own scenes at all. Like, our scenes remain stagnant, and we just do like analytics work on our scenes as test beds, right? I also would love to have somebody making graphics for me all the time, even if that was for them a learning experience as a booster to where they could go in the future.
Truth, man.
Right? Like, it's and I'm not the type to be like, well, you learned for me, you need to stay here. It's like, no, go spread your wings and get out of the nest, But in the meantime, like, there is that like middle ground where like you could be learning and you could be earning if you just kind of direct your learning with a theme.
That's big facts. The best thing is that the themes that you can express in Decentraland, I feel like, in the metaverse in general, don't have the same sort of like societal boundaries that the real world has, like, or even physical limitations or cost limitations. You want to explore a theme of whales, like, that would be kind of hard in physical reality,
right.
but you can do that.
Right.
I love it. Well, you know what, man? I appreciate you jumping in and and chatting more about this. I know you got a lot going on today. We're gonna be here partying up at the HQ.
I'm gonna see if I can jump into MetaZoo.
Yes, jump in and we'll see you there.
But I'll see you there.
All right, brother. Well, this is gonna be a great one. We're gonna cut this up and we're gonna post it online. This was an awesome interview. Appreciate you jumping in with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it again sometime.
You know it. Peace.
See.
Awesome. All right, y'all. The bidding ends in 10 minutes right here. Let you know you have 10 minutes left to place your bid on the Meta Galaxy pants. Okay, this is actually a big win. Anybody who's looking for a new wearable right here, this is a mythic, a 1 of 10 that is available right now. Let's see this one. Let's see, where is it? What was it called? King X. I think this is it here. King X Meta Galaxy pants. This is gonna they're all sold out at this point. But you can get one right here for 26. This is gonna be 26 mana. If you wanted to grab one of these. Or if you have the report token handy, you can place a bid in our report store. Right now, Jados is in the lead. Let's turn up. Let's go. Where'd the music go? There it is. Let's go. Buenas noches, Stelson. What's good? Toaster is taking up all the space right now. Toaster, get over here. Come over here. Get over here. Go over here. Toaster, come on. Come here. What do you think about this new camera setup, folks? What do you think about this? I like it.
Yo, thanks for coming out and supporting. I appreciate all y'all. Play some smooth shit.
You already know. Let's go, Zoo. All right, everybody. We're going to turn up. We're going to keep pre-gaming our way into the weekend. But I hope you have a great weekend. We will see you very soon. Keep exploring the metaverse. Don't stop believing. Don't stop discovering. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out, y'all. Congrats to Jados on winning. Congrats on Jados on winning the auction. Congrats. Let me approve this right now.
I can be your satellite. I can be your satellite.
Folks, I've just approved this for the King X Mythic wearable. Also, a crypto avatar. I think in total over 80,000 in report tokens spent. Madness. Dropping major report bombs.
Only to fade to the night. I heard all the warnings, all that's erased from all the lies. Am I wrong now? Saw the endless away like holding on won't let you down. And I will make it, I swear. I will, I'm aware. Only yours. And I won't tell you I'm scared. I won't ever care. Not alone. So I know it's lonely, but I won't betray from what's right. I felt all the warnings, all of the pain that's left inside. Say it's not the real you, 'cause I lost everything I had to, and I fought tooth and nail to have you, and I'm caught, always hanging on to. And I will make it, I swear. I will, I'm aware. Only yours. And I won't tell you I'm scared. I won't ever care. Not alone. So time to stop. Is it too late to turn around? Will it mess with fate? The clock hung upon the wall and says you won't be back at all. The emptiness is creeping in. The fading sun takes me back to when the shadows dancing on the wall. Yeah, I thought that we had it all, but before I knew it, you were gone in the loudest thunder. Couldn't compare to the sound of silence that you left here.
I thought we were thinking yours. I swear I saw the stars aligning. Guess I wasn't seeing straight, 'cause now I watch them fade away. Tell me how we got this far. Don't say that it was just that timing. I never wanted this to end. Now it's 8:31, I'm missing you again. I go back to the place before we danced, now an empty space. You said till the end of time. I never thought you'd change your mind. A tear falls down my face. Your last kiss is now erased. Your shadow faded with the dark, and that was when we fell apart. But before I knew it, you were gone, and the loudest thunder couldn't compare to the sound of silence that you left here. I thought we were thinking yours. I swear I saw the stars aligning. Light is crying when we rise. Sing to the dark and the dust. Cling to the stars and the blood. Cut it into stone. Morbid data doesn't matter anymore. Cut it to the bone. Let it shatter. Feel the static turning cold. Falling through the centuries and never leave my enemies alone. Let it shatter. Feel the static turning cold. Sing to the dark and the dust. Cling to the stars and the blood. Feel the static turning cold. Cut it into stone.
Say you my nigga, I'ma be your killer. Nobody gon' play with you when I'm with you. Go against skinny nigga like fuck this glitter. Skeet all dirt on bitches. I put it in for you, I spin for you. Whatever you with, I'm with it. How you gon' cost a nigga that was rockin' with you? I got you lit in the city. I been multitasking, rapping and being a daddy to my little children. I been spinning on business and spinning and spinning and spinning until I'm dizzy. I do all the smack, me no stuff but help with none of these killers. You doing a lot of capping, watch when I catch, I'ma whack you in front of the witness. Damn, I knew you were tripping. We could've been superstars. Remember when we were jacking cars? Now it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch. Damn, I knew you tripping. We could've been superstars. Happy now I'm reminiscing. Remember we were jacking cars. Now you better keep your distance, cause it's not safe for you. You switch like a pussy little bitch. Wait till my spider get out. All you niggas gon' die. Time rolling. Bustin' on my opponent. No how I step and crush my arms. Totally wood jet broke, no motion. Sleeping on sofas. Creeping in the eyes like roaches. I done went cages, stages of cage. I free me, baby. Can't keep me, baby. I beat them cases. They already hate when they go with me dead when I'm on probation. Oh, y'all think Lil Yak retarded. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. I promise. Niggas can't take me. Niggas can't go on me. I be on the fuck nigga ass like Charmin. AKA 28 Carvin. We could've been superstars. Remember when we were jacking cars? Cause it's not safe for you. You twitch like a pussy little bitch. We could've been superstars.
Push me, and then just hurt me till I can get my satisfaction.
Push me, and then just hurt me till I can get my satisfaction.
This is how we rave. How we rave. This is how we rave.
Get out my life. She said why? Mellow man, right? Bye bye, bye bye. You're out, you're mine. I'm out of pill. You're out of line. Stays dark outside, even when it's daytime. Like bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. See you later. Girl, I got a question for you, yeah, I need a favor. Turn yourself back to a demon, I'm a demon slayer. Hell proof to the core, take me to your lair. Hella persuasive, hella curved animation, like the Matrix. I guess that body aching, stomach aching. Feel like it's a fucking earthquake with my brain in. Oh, Hell's Kitchen blazing, cooking coke off a slave master's bloody apron. I remember having a dream, catch you when I was like 10. Set that bitch on fire, all my dreams been coming true since. Bye bye, bye bye. You're out, you're mine. I'm out of pill. You're out of line. It stays dark outside, even when it's daytime. Like bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.